May I request Mr. Arun Gantayat, Pre-Sales Manager, Kaspersky South Asia, to kindly present a topic on building a safer future in finance. Please, sir.
Good morning, all. Warm welcome to all the delegates. Myself, Arun. Arun Gantayat, working in a capacity as a Senior Pre-Sales Manager for Kaspersky Labs for South Asia. So we'll be talking about building a safer future in finance, and mostly we'll be focusing on what are the future technologies we are going to talk, be it fintech or open banking systems or collaborations with machine learning, AI, and all the things like moving to the cloud. So those things we will talk. The trends means whatever is coming in due course. We'll talk about the trends and also what are the threats it comes along with. So those things also we'll discuss a little bit in detail. So to start with, the payment evolution, it started from 13th century, and then means we all know that it has grown up exponentially in all sectors, like means be it digitally or heavily tech savvy, with a lot of fintechs coming in and collaborating and contributing to at large. So with all those details, it also comes with lot of its own challenges. As per the report by Boston Research Group, consulting group, so they have done, and finance industries who are dealing with money basically is prone to attack 300% more than like normal industry, be it manufacturing, pharma or something like that. Keeping that in mind, so when it is growing, it also comes with the cyber criminals. I mean, cyber criminals also get more interested because the target is high and it is directly connected to money. The cyber criminals also want to do all those things on the right side, whatever, be it financial gain or competing attribution or maybe insider trading. So all those things happen with the cyber criminals keeping that in mind. And most of the financial motivated cyber crimes, if you see, it is crimeware. And thanks to ransomware, everyone knows that earlier it used to just encrypt the data, and now it is encrypting and exfiltrating the data and keeping the company as a hostage. So these are the trends which are coming actually. So these are the trends which we are getting in be it fintech, the open banking revolutions, where many vendors, many third-party entities gets collaborated with each and everyone, and it's open. It is not only with the bank. Because of the API integrations, it gets integrated with so many things, and of course, cloud compromises there. Heavily finance sector deals on the cloud because the need of the hour is how agility and how quickly the solutions can be delivered with a frictionless user experience. And of course, blockchain is there, IoT is there, where IoT is getting into the organization, be it from customer side, be it from organization side standpoint. A lot of IoT devices are being used, and majorly the challenge is those devices are being used without the consent of IT security team. So as an organization, the IT security, information security or IT team, they will not be aware that some kind of IoT devices are being used inside the organization. That makes the organization completely vulnerable because it is not scrutinized and it is not coming inside the security framework. Then, of course, we talk about regulatory compliances, where India is also coming with regulatory compliance, where you need to divulge if any breach has happened, then it has to be publicly disclosed. So those things are also there. So what happens fintech Like means normally it's a vibrant technology, fintech, all sort of startups are coming, financial startups are coming, which leverage the user experience, which leverage the lot of services offering to on top of any finance sector. But what exactly happened? It has not been created when the framework is created. It is not well within the security framework. Means it has not been taken into more consideration towards the security framework. It's just how it is get connected and how well it will be delivered, but not exactly the security aspect of it. As we are discussing the open banking revolution also, like means what exactly happens is because of the API, open API, it has been anyone can access. When anyone can access, it also can like means little more tech savvy cyber criminals also will have access to those APIs, and it can be manipulated for financial gain or disrupting the whole ecosystem. Then we talk about cloud. Cloud compromise, yes, it is a boon to all the sectors, especially the financial sector, giving a frictionless user experience. But what exactly happens is the cloud framework, it is not completely, like not adequately secured by the network and cloud threats. It can like means if it is hosted, then if it as well the neighbor hosting, it can be if it is a tech savvy attacker targeted at adversaries, then they can easily crawl through the network also. And then we talk about IoT, as we are discussing, like means now if you see earlier it was only cash, then credit card payment systems have come, plastic money. Then now it is like means you can pay using wearables also, like watch, smartwatch or smart eyewear, or any kind of thing. Like means it is, you can pay as the slide says, you can pay using your sneakers also. So those kind of things are also getting in, and from the customer side and from the user side, digital transformation is there, and the fear of new cyber threats delaying digital transformation. The way it should grow, India, of course, is taking the advantage to having a in 2021 financial year, India, we have done like 44 billion transactions actually in a year, digital payments. India, of course, it is front running the entire world, but still, like means the digital disruption, what supposed to happen, it is like means lacking in across the globe because of the challenges, like means what we see. Blockchain, now it is the talk of the town, like means everyone is getting into this blockchain thing, and India is also contemplating on getting a blockchain, like means cryptocurrency regulations. In this, what exactly happened, like means decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAO, it can be like means if the attackers are tech savvy, which eventually it will happen. So that can be also manipulated, and DAO can be leveraged to do a complete like siphoning and money laundering across the accounts. Then we talk about machine learning. So yes, machine learning and AI, everyone is talking about machine learning and AI for the betterment of usage, like means everyone is talking how the human intervention can be reduced drastically. So those things are there, but still it comes like means increasing evasive malwares, like means it gets prone to the increasing evasive malwares, and advanced spear phishing attacks also will be part of it, where it will be handcrafted. Now it is like little bit more tools are being used, but it can be handcrafted, and spear phishing mail can be do disruption to any organizations. Then of course regulatory challenges, like means being it is digitally, it is growing exponentially. It also comes with compliances from across the globe, like GDPR is there, PCI DSS is there, not related to this, but HIPAA is also there, and NIST framework is there. And also India is looking at like means regulatory compliances where the data protection bill will be in place. And then yeah, means the penalty will be directly impacting to any finance institute. So we are talking about like means 8 points we have talked about what are the trends are happening in future. So what will be happening in the future. But in the meantime, we also talk about like means how Kaspersky as a company, the solutions has been put in a staged manner, so which will fit any organizations depending on their expertise. When I say depending on their expertise, we have staged approach. So first is to start with security foundation is there. Security foundation which talks about like means uh, protecting the very niche endpoint, the data on cloud, hybrid cloud, if anything is in, when it is hosted on the cloud, then cloud, hybrid cloud security will able to protect those cloud workload, be it public or private cloud workload, it can be protected. And then we have embedded system security, which is apt for ATM and POS, like means point of sales or ATM. It can be integrated, it can get installed, and of course, means it will be running with some legacy operating system, but we are fully compliant with those legacy operating systems. And with that, we give like means complete protection, and what other things are there, we'll also discuss. And basically, so this the foundation level, even though it is like address 90% of the commodity threats of entire threat landscape, it will it can address the endpoint, the pain areas in endpoint, network, and the data. So if any organization is using any NAS storage, so we have out of the box integration through various protocols, ICAP, RPC, those protocols we have various integration, and directly it can protect the NAS storage also. We have certain features like means anti-cryptor, which can be like means blocking the ransomware encryption. So when the encryption happens from an endpoint standpoint and it is starts encrypting your storage devices, it can block the communication, it can drop the communication from the endpoint, and it can decrypt the already encrypted files. So that's a very unique features what we have, and it can be, of course, it is there in endpoint and server, but also it extends to the NAS storage also. So that is a very unique thing, and of course we address the entry points, various entry points like email and web gateway. We have web security and email security. It can be installed on gateway or on the server also. Even though this is addressing 90% of all the attacks vectors actually, means when we talk about threat landscape, it can address like advanced attacks and all those things. And it can be still managed with a small IT team. So no heavy expertise required in cybersecurity to manage all these products. And it can cater up to 90% protection of all threats. Then moving forward, like in stage 2, what we have Optimum Framework. When we talk about, okay, when we talk about Optimum Framework, then it is again addressing another 9.9%. So out of 100%, 90% can be addressed with commodity and advanced tech. In Optimum Framework, like means where we have Kaspersky Sandbox is there, EDR Optimum is there, which is heavily again built on security framework, where of course a little bit of IT security expertise will be required from any organizations, because when it comes to 9.9% of the threat landscape, also the organization maturity will be required to deal with those areas. But nevertheless, like means endpoint detection and response is heavily automated. So automated EDR is there. So it will not burn out any organization's time in investigating and analyzing. Of course, it will give you root cause analysis and entry point, what exactly has happened. Complete details it will give, but on top of that, it will not burn out the time of any information security team or IT team. Then we have a very unique offering, Kaspersky Security Awareness, which is KASP, which is Kaspersky Automated Security Awareness Platform, which deals with educating the employees. Like means all we know, like means any organization is safe as the as educated as the user. The last user, that is the like means you can have n number of prevention rules, next gen firewall, you can have sim encryption, DLP, lot of things will be there, but the user is still the highest. Like means it has been calculated that like means 83% of the attack happens because of a user, because you cannot manipulate a machine or a prevention module, but you can always manipulate the user. So user is at the like means any solutions you take, users is still a greater challenge, be it like means insider threat, or be it is like means no voice user who gets fall prey to any simple phishing mails. So we have Kaspersky Security Awareness Platform, where it will intuitively it will give like means it's a video and intuitive scenario where the employees of any organization, of your organization, will get trained on the subject, like means how to understand a phishing mail, how to understand how to use a better password hygienes, phishing, how to understand phishing mail, web hygiene, all those things. Like there are 13 modules actually, and spread across beginner, intermediate, and uh, advanced. So along with that, what exactly happens, along with that it also comes with a test. So certification you can do, you can as an organization you can track what exactly is happening and which user is getting like means their competencies actually. And also on top of that, it will give you an opportunity to do a simulated phishing attack with your logo, mail content, everything you can configure from your side. It's open. It can be integrated with your learning management portal, or it can be individually, independently work also. So those both the things, it can be integrated, and it can be done. Then moving forward to the expert security framework, where like means this will on the top stage 3, it is basically meant for the matured organizations where there is a SOC team is in place, where at least IT security analysts are there, information security team, dedicated team is there. So in those areas we have various product offerings, like means we have threat intelligence, we have EDR expert, extended detection and response, and various service offerings, like means pen testing, red teaming we have. We do application assessment. We also take care of complete end-to-end financial sector, payment system, ATM, kiosk, everything end-to-end security assessment also we do. Industry specific, of course. So for financial sectors, we do directly. And one more thing, like means we also have targeted solutions apart from all this, like stage, foundation, optimum, and expert framework. We also have targeted solutions where we have industry specific for IoT, industrial cybersecurity. It's there, but related, which is more relevant for you as an finance industry, NBSC, is Kaspersky fraud prevention. So Kaspersky fraud prevention is a completely out and out fraud prevention module, which can be integrated via web or mobile channel, and it can reduce cost of two-factor authentication. It does a continuous authentication, which means like how all the lexicalities of an user, how they have logged in, where they have logged in, even it can sense the pressure of fingerprint also. So when they are entering, like means logging in using the fingerprint scanner, like in mobile applications, right, for banking sectors. So it can understand what is the pressure also, and it can understand what are other applications are running, whether for web application, when the user is accessing web engine, like means through a browser, it can completely check like means whether any iframes are running or whether Tor browser is being used. And a lot of things are there actually, means it is heavily built on ML and AI. So it can understand um, a genuine user from a fraudulent user, or like means if any account takeover has happened or a new account has been registered with all those things. So it can completely detect the fraud. And there are two models there, like means automatic authentications where instead of like giving an OTP or sending a keyword, the multi-factor authentication what banks normally use, finance sector. So those things, it can be like means it can be reduced. And what will happen, it will be a continuous authentication. So how, if the user has logged in also, where, what is the typing speed, how normally the user normally navigates, and if the navigation is something different, means for an example, like means if the user is just logging in and normally he used to go and see the mini statement or the account balance, whether it has changed, and immediately he is going to something like means understanding the third party transfers or cards anywhere else if it is going. So all the lexicalities will be covered, and it can be integrated in the, as a mobile SDK for any applications, or also for any web application also through JavaScript it can get integrated. So this will be more focused on financial sector. So these are the targeted solutions. We have already discussed about Kaspersky fraud detection. We also have Kaspersky DDoS protection, where it can like up to 2 Gbps of DDoS attack, it can be prevented. And payment system security assessment, end to end, whatever things are there, like means all those things will be covered, and we will certify that means all the payment system and everything is in place and secure, and basically it is under a security framework. Then we have something like Kaspersky Threat Attribution Engine, which is like means a result of our 23 years of experience into the threat intelligence. It can attribute if you are prone to any targeted attack, means which has happened already in your organization, then it can check the genotypes and genocodes of that particular attack, and it can say like means what are the APT actors are behind those attacks. So those details also will be shared completely, means say for example Blue Noroff is there, Muddy Water. So these are the APT groups are there, and Lazarus is there. So if part of, now it is like means in a adversary industries, attacker industries is also happening with amalgamation actually. I mean someone does the account, someone does the calling, someone writes the code, someone compromises the codes altogether, and then the payload happens. So if anything has happened to your organization like that, which will be targeted. So with threat attribution engine, you can see what exactly has happened and which are the APT attackers are behind the attack. And we also have like Kaspersky Threat Research Sandbox, where it is a completely for a SOC-driven approach actually, means where any sample can be run with any operating systems, with any applications installed. It can become configured actually, means completely configuration can be done with Kaspersky Research Sandbox. Apart from all those things, we also have a threat intelligence. Maybe I'll be there in the booth, so if you want to have more details on that, then we'll talk how the threat intelligence services or the product will help you or your organizations in protecting to the near real-time protection from all the threats. Just to talk about Kaspersky, little bit fact about us. We have 400 million customers, users worldwide. And numbers, if you see, like 14 million product activation happens every year, and present on 6 continents and 200 countries and territories we have presence. And this is the like means geography, if you see, means we have present in almost all the parts of the world. And one thing I would like to point out is transparency center. So Kaspersky, being into the finance industry, so the foremost, be it technical, whatever it is, the foremost thing is trust. How the customer trusts you. So the similarly, like means in cybersecurity industry, Kaspersky is the only one who has set up a transparency center, global transparency center, in 5 places, like means to start with Zurich and then Real Madrid, then Kuala Lumpur and Canada. So what exactly will happen? Any one of our esteemed customers, if they want to see the code, how it is written, what data is going out, how the update process works, and they can completely, like means of Bluekeep, they can completely see our code, means while visiting to the transparency center. So if any one of you will be interested in that, then we can definitely talk and arrange for the same. So this is the global initiative we have taken, and so what we have, it should be open to our customers. With that, if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. Thank you.
May I now request A. Ramesh Kumar, Chairman and MD, Laraksha Impact Finance Enterprise, to kindly climb up the stage and to felicitate Mr. Arun Gantayat. Yes, please. With a memento as a token of gratitude and respect, please. Thank you.